So I'll create a new sequence. So everything here will be clean. Okay. And then perhaps this is a new sequence I created. Come down here. All right. I'll drag this over here just like we did the last time. Change sequence settings. I have to do this because I want the sequence to follow what I have here. Right? I don't want to keep this is the dimension that we have here. As you can see, this side is wider than this side. By the way, is the dimension that we are using is 1920 1080. 1920 1080. So I want to keep that dimension. As you can see, this is more like a box, while this is more like a rectangle. So this here, what we have here on this plane is 1080 1080. So I want to keep this one. So I'll always press change sequence settings. So it changes to what we have here. So we have exactly what we have there. So over here now is this here. I'm going to expand it so that we can see everything. All right. So the last thing we talked about was the hand tool, which is used to move left and right or up and down, whichever one in this case. Uh, so right here it's clear what this one is. This is the text tool. I click on it and then I can come here and then type something, type in anything that I want. I'm going to say David. I'm going to type in David. David. Okay, and I'll come back to this side. Let me expand it a bit. Okay, I know David is doing Shakira for me, and then move it down somewhere around here. Yeah. So if you notice, the moment I created this, the name, the text over here, a layer was created here called David on V2 on V2 layer right here. So this was created David. Now, these are the tools that we have discussed about here. We discussed about all these tools here. Now, I want you to also understand something. Okay, every time a new layer or every time a new art is being created, a new layer comes up. We do not create layers inside layers except for text. We're going to talk about that one soon. But when we created the pen tool, for instance, when we created the pen, this shape with the pen tool, I'm just trying to create a background. So we created a new layer over here was created, as you can see. And the layer here is called graphics. So what I want to do here is this. I'm going to drag this over here because what I want is I want the David to be on top of it. I want David to be on top of it. So I'm going to drag this up here and then drag this back here and then bring the David into the background, and then maybe drag it down a bit down here. Okay, so what I just showed you now is what happens within the layer area here. So that every time we create a new graphics, every time we create a new art, it shows up here as a layer. Whether it is text or whether it's your text or your pencil, whether it's your text here or in your pencil. But these graphics here, everything that you create over here can be edited. Everything created over here can be edited. For instance, we have our David to be white, so we have white text here. I can hide this here so that we can see how the contrast of the David text here, how the contrast of the David text here doesn't go very well with the background. So for us to change the text of David, we can go to our effects and controls over here. We go to our effects and controls over here, and I'll look for where David text is, which is right here. As you can see, as soon as I click on this highlights or this the box over here, the box around it shows. So come here, and then you can see all the operations that you can make on top of the text David. I'll click here on our fill and maybe make it a black text, or perhaps leave it as a white text and add a stroke to it. I'll increase my stroke here. As you can see, the stroke is white, so it's not really showing. So I'll change the color of the stroke here to be black, so that it's although I don't really work with strokes, I don't like when text have strokes. and all that. Just showing you how some of these things over here work. So, oh, please, are you guys following?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, we are following.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So another thing I would like to do. Okay. Do you guys have these applications up on your system?
Yes.
Like right
Yes, sir.
now.
Yes.
Okay. Now, please, I would like you to try to do what I'm doing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good. I'd like you to try to do what I'm doing. Just in case you have a difficulty in getting or in achieving what I am achieving. So you can ask me the question right now. So you guys go ahead now and try to apply this text on a screen. I'm sure you guys have this you have this footage on your systems.
No. You have the footage assistant. You have the footage assistant.
Do you guys have the footage on your system?
No, sir.
No.
I don't
Okay,
have
if
it
you
on my
don't have the
system.
footage on your okay, if you don't have the footage on your system, try to get any at all from your system. Try to get any other one. There's a video, maybe a movie that you have there, or a recording clip. Get something on your system and try to follow with what I'm doing right now. Once you get that done, please let me know. Do we understand?
Yes, we understand.
Okay, cool. So just get that done. I want to make sure that everybody is following with what I'm following. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, have you done
Hello.
that?
Before that, I want to ask, is promotional video the same thing as video ads?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Promotional videos. Promotional videos can be used for video ads. Yes. Are you guys doing that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ovie, I can't
Yes.
hear you. Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Get all right. Thank you. Get the clips. Get the clips. Okay, guys, let's continue. But while we are working, I need you guys to talk. I need you guys to ask questions if you have any questions to ask. I need to know that you are following with what we are doing. I need to know that you're following what we are doing. I don't want anybody to be left behind. I need to know that you're following what we're doing. So if a particular function that I'm adding does not apply, you let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go down to, okay, from over here, so from over here, I'm going to come here and add a background. I'm going to remove my stroke because I really don't like using stroke. I'm going to add a background. And that's the background that we see there. I don't really like adding backgrounds from here, but well, this is something that we're being provided to use from here. So I'll maybe add the width, maybe add a little width, so. And then, okay, so that's me adding the background. If I want to, I could take that off and then maybe add a shadow. Now, some of the things that this other effect that we are adding to this text does is that it makes it more visible. The only reason I want to add a the only reason I want to add a shadow or put a background to a text, well, there's the design part of it, but mostly I would use it because I want to make it more visible on the background. I don't really like using shadows and stuff like that. So when I use shadows, I have to make sure that the opacity is low, is very, very low. Now, this is the opacity that I have. This is the opacity area here. As you can see, it is on 100%. And you can see the opacity text pop up from that area here. If I reduce it, the opacity of the shadow that I have here reduces. And this here, let me raise the opacity so that you can see the other. I'll try, and then this here is the angle of the. If you do design, I think some of these things will not be new to you. So this here is the angle of the design here, and stuff, or the distance rather, the distance of the design of the shadow rather. So this here is the spread. This here is the spread. Okay. All right. And this here is the softness of the shadow. Okay. So there are different ways that we can actually have, because we see other options here for our text in here. We see other options here for our text. By the way, once again, if you do design this area of text will not be hard for you. So if I come here and I click on this, this makes my text bolder. And this here, I unclicked it. This here puts it on italic, gives it italic, while this here makes it all capital. This here makes all capital, but one word, one letter to be bigger. This here is more or less for subscript or superscript. Let me go ahead and then I highlight this whole thing here, and then I do that here. So you see this comes up here as a superscript, depending on how you want to use it anyways. So I'll undo that, Control C. Like this here is a subscript. So I can still design, what's it called? Highlight these ones here and then subscript it, or superscript. No, sorry, subscript, not superscript, and Control Z. Okay, so the one we have here is simple on the line. I think it tells you what it's doing on the line. Yeah, but for these other ones, this is for expanding, like spacing the text. And for the other ones here, like all these other ones here, you have to like be on a text, like a paragraph text. So I'll come down here. I'll delete what I have here. Create a new text, but this time instead of just typing and instead of just like clicking and typing a text, I'll hold and drag. I'll hold and drag. So I'll hold and I'll drag. Please, are we following?
Yes, sir.
Please, are we following?
Yes, sir, we are following.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Time I had to go and drag and type. So I'm just going to type a lot of things, right? As you can see, it doesn't pass the boundary of the box. It just keeps going. It won't actually pass the boundary of the box. It will always repeat that. So I'm going to type. Okay, good. So that's what we have there. And so from there, I'll go back to this text here. Let me just click here. Make sure I clicked here. And that's the text we have there. And so we can actually apply some of the things that we have here. Okay, so over here, I can decrease or I can increase the line spacing. I can increase the line spacing from over there, as you guys can see. And also here, I can move the text. I'm moving the entire text to the position that I want to do that. Okay, so this also is actually supposed to move. This is supposed to move our text. I'm coming. Let me expand this some more. All right. This here is actually supposed to move our text, but we don't have that functionality over here. So from what we have over here is for our paragraphs, the left justification or the left alignment in Microsoft Word is called left justification. So this is left alignment, this is center alignment to have our whole text here centralized, and then this one here is to have it to be left or right aligned, as you can see over here. So this is also basically the same thing. Yeah, but if we have a more organized text, it's actually going to show us much better. So these are basically just text organizing. These are basically just text organizing. This is up, having all the text up, is having all the text in the middle, is having all the text down. So there's nothing so serious about all of this, just depending on how you want to arrange it. I'm just going to keep it up here as it was before. So from here, we have our size, like to scale our fonts, to scale up or to scale down our fonts. That's what we have over here. So This is for our regular for bold. It changes as we use this one. I'm going to put Montserrat. Montserrat is the font I work with most of the time. So when I